So why did Megan 2.0 fail? Let me start by saying this. The first Megan film was a runaway hit. It had audiences charged and chanting for a sequel. While, to my shock, I never reviewed the first film officially, I did have strong feelings about it. It was a horror film that took me back to my roots in my fears. See, I don't know how much people know this, but I hate Chucky and the Child's Play franchise. Not that they're bad. Don't get me wrong, they're good movies, but Chucky terrified me. See, I watched Toy Story and I thought, oh, my toys are alive. And then I watched Chucky and I think, oh God, my toys are alive. So Chucky and the Child's Play franchise hold a very special, deep place in my heart. And Megan got to the root of that. Megan revived my levels of PTSD for a murderous doll that will stop at nothing to see you and as many people as you love as dead as possible. The reviews of the first film were rather positive. It was a solid original film, not necessarily an original concept, but an original film that had a message of not letting technology raise our kids. And as a parent, I agree, tech bad. Now, additionally, the tragedy of Katie's heartbreak over her dead parents and the terrifying sight of a 4'0" monster doll girl that's just carving and killing her way through people to fulfill a programming, it kind of makes sense, the whole protect Katie thing, but robots lack the subtlety and nuance to understand that the degree in their actions and how they respond to instances. And thus, instead of talking out our problems, we have this girl that just breaks this kid's arm. Megan ends a lot of people. Some deserved it, but not everyone. Additionally, she went viral right way before the film, making her a meme and making the film that much more of a hit. Does anyone remember the marketing campaign for this? At MLB games, they actually had girls dressed up like Megan just staring into the camera during baseball games. Like, the marketing was crazy. And a sequel was greenlit before the film even came out. And here's the thing. Alexa Cooper wrote this film 5 years before it ever, was released, giving her plenty of time to work on the script, the themes, and ideas and concepts. Don't get me wrong. This film, it took a team of people to make it come out, but first and foremost, the story was good. The script had to be good. Megan 2.0 is a steep departure from the original film, and I think it all comes down to one, Gerald Gemstone. Still a fine director, but I don't know if writing is his calling. Technically, James Wan and Jason Blum did produce the film. I feel like, though, they were rather hands-off. Megan 2.0 is more of an action sci-fi thriller more than it is a horror film, much in the same way that Happy Death Day is a really good scary film. Happy Death Day to You is a little more sci-fi nerd-centric, and I think that's why it fell through. Same thing with Megan 2.0. It fails. I mean, there are some ideas at play, but I will say this, there's no one single moment that you can really look at and say, yeah, that was scary. Megan 2.0 just isn't. It has some scary concepts, but nothing that's really terrifying. Megan crawl running in the woods, that's scary. Megan crawl running through pink smoke, not so much. I think the problem starts with the overall story. They're trying to redeem Megan and make her a character that we can cheer for. Like, let me ask you this. Would Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger have worked if you found them trying to cheer for them in their respective sequels? No. No, you would not. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the Megan character was well liked, but the best way to capitalize isn't just to turn her face, it's to give her a good solid story with some one-liners and sass while she's hunting down her victims. There is some comedy in the original, but it never undercuts things. It's well placed, it's smart, and it's balanced. Whereas in this film, the comedy kind of feels heavy-handed and not good. Now look, a quick rundown on part 2. Megan is still technically alive, while Gemma and Katie have lived on. AI is on the brink of breaking out, and we have this AI bot. We have this AI autonomous weapon that's out killing people that work within big tech. The film's central message is that AI is bad and needs to be controlled, while Gemma responds that no, we need to coexist and co-evolution or co-evolve with AI. All while Megan persists that her programming has evolved and that all she wants to do is protect Katie from the coming end of the world and nukes that might be launched, possibly. Oh, and there's like this B-plot story, I guess, of an AI robot existing since the 1980s. And I mean, look, I get what you're going for, but you're wrong. This movie might have some decent ideas, but I think the whole action re-up approach of Megan growing up as a character kind of takes the fangs out of her. It stops her from becoming the next slasher icon to being more of a one-hit wonder. The movie had way too much camp. It was too messy with too many mixes of genres. Like, for example, the kill count did a really good job of going down the film, right? I think they're going to cover Megan 2 because they kind of have to, because they did the first one, but this film is such a steep departure from the original. Like, it doesn't feel like a horror film. I genuinely believe that Megan could have been great, but instead we had a hot mess of an uneven film that wasted the potential of the Megan franchise, which I'm pretty sure might be dead in the water. While I'm sure Soulmate will be good, I think maybe Soulmate might have the right idea of the approach. Not to have a world-ending threat, but rather a singular story that we're telling within this set frame or set lens. Hear me out. We need to keep the horror to a minimum of Megan terrorizing Gemma and Katie. Now, imagine this. Gemma has moved into a new house where everything is very lo-fi. Nothing is voice activated, manual TVs where you have to use a remote. While she still works in big tech, Gemma is trying to be a parent that Katie needs while Katie is working on her therapy. I think that kind of setup, because Gemma was trying to put in the work. Let's start there and build. Now, in the background, we notice small things moving in the house. Nothing crazy, but as the movie goes on, we get a sense that they are being watched. Eventually, they are invited to an event at some rich guy's house. It's considered the world's first fully smart house. Smart home, I guess, technically. In there is when Megan begins to strike as she sets her sights on Katie and taking Gemma out of the equation. She begins to try and form a rift between the two. They have fights that the other cannot remember via text message, and even phone calls with Megan screwing with things, screwing with voices, and able to fake these arguments. Midway through the second act, we see a newer Megan that was built by Cole and Tess at gunpoint. Megan is then on the warpath to hunt down Gemma and take Katie for her own reward. We can even have some creative sequences where self-driving cars are hunting them. Maybe they get captured and manipulated by a cop that Megan kills to recapture them. Eventually, I would like to see it where Megan is about to kill Gemma, but Katie jumps in, taking the hit for her. Katie lives, but Megan can't live with accidentally injuring Katie. Her programming begins to go sideways, and she offs herself. This gives them the opening that they need to kill Megan's new body. Until the sequel, of course, which, I don't know. I don't have a pitch for a part 3. I came up with this pitch 15 minutes after finishing part 2. So here you go. Now, this whole pitch, do you think it's trash? Let me know down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. If I need to give a score for Megan 2, I mostly talked about Megan 1 in this, but if I have to give a score for Megan 2, honestly, like a 4, maybe a 3. It's not good. But yeah, what do y'all think? Let us know down below. We'd greatly appreciate it, and we'll catch y'all next time. Be kind, everyone.